Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Sunday night coffee talk. Where am I? I don't know. So I just put some olive oil in my pan. This is the Simple Truth Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil, unfiltered. So I really like it, and all of the testing that they did, it was one of the brands that they said, they got the thumbs up on not being bad when they talk about avocado and olive oil. So my camera's a little weird today, but that's okay. Uh, so today we are going to make a Creole sauce as part of meal prep for later in the week, actually, especially tomorrow. Well, hello, Coda Bear. Welcome. I believe you're first and Hungry Heat the second. Hey, yo. So, so we're going to make Creole sauce, and we'll talk a little bit about it as we go. But like I said, I'm just preheating up my olive oil and give that a little swish around in the pan. I was maybe a little over generous, but I don't care. Hello, Rickwin. And I'm glad to be back this Sunday. And Sharon has joined us in Tutu Q Cat. Oh, yeah, I'm just tired. Tired is fine, but definitely. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, the Attila, our moderator, is here, says it started out quiet. It sure did, but that's okay. It's Sunday night, and I don't know about you guys, but I am done, D-O-N-E. And I can't even drink right. I just spilled my sparkling water all over myself and on my little counter here. Gotta wipe up. Starting off with a winner. Hey, Marion, good to see you. Oh, listening and working. Boo for working. Hey, Jackie, been a while. All right, so my oil, I can feel all of the heat. I'm going to throw these in here. This is chopped up celery and a white onion. Ooh, la la. There we go. That piece tried to jump out. So this is the first two pieces to a Creole sauce. Now, I said ish, and this is why. I'm going to commit some crime today. So if any of our friends from Louisiana happen to fill on, don't come at me. I know it's not right, but sometimes I have to compromise because, well, you just do. And I'll tell you, so Creole sauce starts off with what's called to in the cooking industry as the Holy Trinity, which is celery, onion, and green bell pepper. And that's where I'm going to be starting off wrong right from the start. And that's because I didn't have green pepper. I have red. It's not the right profile. It's wrong. It's technically incorrect, the worst kind of incorrect. But it is what it is. There was no way like this weekend I was getting my green bell pepper and paying extra when the package of 3 was 99 cents with a in-store coupon. So I will survive with it being incorrect. The bigger crime that we're doing is that Creole sauce requires a Louisiana hot sauce. There's a lot of people will throw down for over the hot sauce, but Louisiana hot sauce, there's Louisiana hot sauce brand, Crystal, and several others. A lot of people really swear by Crystal, and I admit it is good. It has that nice, really heavy acidity. Let's see. And by the way, I know it's coffee talk, but we're not having coffee. I am tired and really still very thirsty. It's just this sparkling water. It's Waterloo Peach. So I really like the Waterloo waters. They're nice. They're very, you taste it, but it doesn't taste like super artificial, which is something that I think happens with LaCroix. So I just think that it gets like a very fake kind of flavor. And these have to cook down and start getting soft. When I mentioned the Holy Trinity, a lot of people get confused by that and think it's the same thing as mirepoix. But as I said, this is celery, onion, and bell pepper. And mirepoix is celery, onion, and carrot. One is French, and the other is a derivative off of that, but it is a basic underlying seasoning, that's for lack of a better word, that comes from the South, particularly Louisiana. And Creole sauce was originally made to go on seafood, hence the region. And the flavor profile of this tomato gravy sauce is perfect on seafood, which is why I'm going to have it on my red snapper. But it's a blend, it's a fusion of French, African, American Southern, and gosh, I forget, and some Native American flavor profiles as well. Let's see what we got going on here. Just lots of hellos back and forth. Let's see, Sharon's at 6,411 steps today. We parked on our behind the rest of the evening, for sure. Oh my gosh, you guys, yesterday at midnight when the watch clicked over, I was at 19,000 steps. And the one thing about the venue is absolutely beautiful, because it used to be a church at one time, and it's still got that old architecture, but that also means that it predates ADA compliance. So let me just tell you, all throughout the entire time from setup to end, it is up and down the stairs, and they're carpeted and uneven, so you have to really be very cautious and make sure you're picking up your feet and you're not dragging. And let me just tell you, by the end of the evening, and you're hauling things up for performances and tables and all kinds of stuff up and down, you know, performance equipment, and phew. Then also, they weren't as prepared for the large weather swing. And in the area where we were, oh my God, it was brutally hot. Like, I was dying, and I'm usually always comfortable. I'm hardly ever overheated, but like even before the doors opened to the public, and it was just staff and people coming upstairs and stuff, it was already, I was like sweaty. My jeans were like sticking to my legs. I think that's contributing to the overtired. But the event itself was just fan-freaking-tastic. We had the best time. It was perfect. So I could not have asked for a better weekend, but it also upends my sleep cycle. And as you know, that kind of makes us feel crappy. And it definitely hit me hard this time around. Cats, both of them. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, let's see. Jackie says she forgot to put her Fitbit back on after she took the Galaxy Watch off. I hate that. I know that it shouldn't matter because I still did the work, but like, dang it, my steps. You know what I'm saying? Worse is when it dies because you forget to charge it. I don't know. I don't know why it makes a difference, but it does. It, like, mentally, it gets to me. Let's see. Tutu Cute Cat is asking where her salmon is. Yeah, I do like salmon. This is fantastic on salmon. It's fantastic on sea bass. It's fantastic on cod. Once you get your sauce going, toss some shrimp in there, serve it over some cauliflower rice, and fantastic. So I'm just letting these cook down. They still got a little wait. They still got a ways to go. So sometimes when we're doing our cooking on the live stream, I try to get these cooked down beforehand, but today I did not. We're lucky that I'm standing here today. So I'm gonna throw the bell pepper in. So, and then I said the other problematic ingredient I had, I was telling you about the hot sauces. Which, by the way, you know, feel free to ask some questions, add some flavor, commentary, whatever you want. It's all good. But, so I didn't have any Louisiana hot sauce. But I do have my lovely fermented Ohio hot sauce. And so while it is not the same or authentic, it does have that bright acidic tang to it. So this is what I'm going to use. and we'll get to it. It's just got to continue, and these beautiful things have to cook down. And if they're getting there, it'll happen. But you know, like when you want stuff to hurry up, and it just does not. So I know our friend Auntie is not here because she's got a retreat this weekend. And I don't know where Renee is, but Renee will hopefully be around later, but sometimes is busy on Sunday nights. Obviously, the warden is cooking salmon, which, by the way, if you didn't see that the warden and Hungry Heath were live earlier, man, they made this dip with their homemade kefir that looked really good. So I'm not a kefir fan, but I'm wondering that if I got some and I seasoned it up like I do with like a homemade yogurt or sometimes or with sour cream, if it might change my mind. I don't know, but who knows? So we'll just see. Oh, let's see. Oh, the celery's starting to soften. It just looks so good. So the other thing that we have in here is, I will tell you that I've got bay leaves, cayenne chili powder, dry thyme. It has to simmer a long time, so as long as your thyme, the herb, is not real old, it'll be lovely because there's a lot of liquid and it has to simmer in there for a good bit. So it'll rehydrate and bloom. This is one of those few times where a dried herb is actually going to be the better application over pulling fresh from your garden. Not that using fresh would be a bad thing. It would also flavor wonderfully. It's just that it would come closer to the end so that you don't bruise it and overcook the thyme. That's all. You would just delay when you add it. Okay. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I was able to use my little silicone spatula and cut right into the celery. So the next step, I don't know, I have onions and peppers and celery. What's missing? I bet some people know. That's right, it's the garlic. So we've got it all minced up. We'll just toss that in there, get that flavor going so that now we have that nice aromatic and that toasty nuttiness from the minced garlic that will flavor throughout and get lovely seasoned up in this hot oil. And here's the thing, this stuff is like so freaking delicious, but as you can see, it's like super simple. So we've got both cats there just hanging out in the sunspot. I worry, I'm like, what trouble are they getting into? Hey, Rob, nice to see you. All right, so we're just going to let this go for just a couple more minutes. Let's see. Oh, Jackie says she prefers her Galaxy watch, but the Fitbit battery lasts longer. Yeah, I have a Garmin watch, and let me tell you, the battery lasts almost a whole week, even when I'm going really hard. So I think that's awesome. I really like that. But, of course, it did come with a price. Any more hellos back and forth. And Sharon says, time for another salty, having the booyah berry. Delicious. And Hungry Heat saying maybe add some jalapeno. I will say that jalapeno is the wrong flavor profile for this dish. It's too fruity, and so it'll throw it off. The bright acidity from all the ingredients in here is what brings it forward. And when you add the cayenne chili powder, it's actually got the right kind of spice level that's going to pair nicely on the palate with your seafood. I will say it's also good on chicken. It's just that chicken's not as traditional. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to add my tomatoes. This is basically 1 can of diced tomatoes. And for a change, we're not worried about whether they're San Marzano or not, although these are. And we just get this in here, get everything nice and mixed together. Let it warm up. Everything's got to fuse together. So the thing is, This is not a long cook, but it does need all of the time that it asks for. So, you know, I mean, it's just super important to let everything kind of simmer and come together and to layer it in nicely. I will also say that my chunks are a little bit larger than most of your average Creole sauces, and that's also a naughty thing that I'm doing, but I like it that way. So, and I'm the one who's eating it, so there we are. Let's see. So, the next thing I'm going to do is add the rest of my ingredients here. I've got some Worcestershire sauce. This is a keto Worcestershire that I made following the recipe from Wholesome Yum. I took out some of the sweetener and added a little more vinegar though to make it more like the jarred kind. So, and it's just a little bit, it was like maybe half a tablespoon. So, but the Worcestershire is a critical ingredient. So if you don't have your keto Worcestershire, it's totally fine to use regular. I know the keto police will now the keto police can come after me for telling you to go ahead and use your Worcestershire, but it's literally half a tablespoon, and this is a large batch of sauce. All right. I'm going to add in my cayenne. I was a little generous. You would maybe use a little less, but I like it to be a little extra. And that is, just so you know, the cayenne powder in the quantity that I put in does kind of thicken it up a little bit, just like with chili. It's hitting me in the nose a little bit. Nice. I love it. And this is one of those times where you have to think about your flavor profiles. Like, I see people throw like cayenne into like regular chili and stuff, and I'm like, nope, that's too, you know, you want a more meaty versus a high acidic chili powder for beef chili. But in this case, the cayenne is the correct flavor profile for your sauce. All right. I'm going to add in that thyme. And again, because it's a dried herb, it will start absorbing liquids. And we're going to want that because we've got 2 cups of broth here. So, and just get your homemade chicken bone broth or use a box broth. Watch your ingredients if you are very worried about the ingredients. Hungry Geek is saying, what's this here sauce? It was in the title. It's a Creole sauce. Jackie says, jalapenos and pickles, best fruits ever. She had some jalapeno frying cheese yesterday. Oh, that sounds really good. All right, so I've got this going. We've got a couple more things. I'm going to add my broth now. Now it feels like a lot. Look at that, and it looks too liquidy, right? But here's the thing. Now it has to cook for a while, and we'll have to chat while it does that. But to this sauce, now we're going to add in our bay leaves and my salt and black pepper. You guys, darn it, I forgot an ingredient, a couple ingredients. So we're going to have to do some shenanigans here. And I'm going to put in my hot sauce. You would normally use like about a tablespoon. I'm measuring with my heart today, so, you know, you do you. Give this a little stir so the bay leaves get into the liquid. And we'll pull some tasting spoons. I'm going to grab a couple things. And I'll be off camera for a second, but I'll keep talking. Man, Sparky, that's not a discussion. And I'm going to delete this. We're not having that talk right now, and it's inappropriate for a ketogenic food channel. So let's see. Barely Begun says, double cat sighting. We're blessed tonight. I know, right? And they're just like so happy because the sun is in there. A Visual Keto says, catching up on replay, waiting to cash out the drawer and go home for the day. Oh, man, I bet. Oh, okay. I get it. Hungry. He says no. He wasn't asking what sauce I make in. He's saying he calls the worstershire the what's your sauce? Oh, that makes sense now. Now it makes more sense. Hey, Jason. And oh, Carrie says he just woke up. So hello. Good evening. Good evening. And that's what we're doing for the moment. We're gonna let this simmer. And I'm gonna grab a couple things from the fridge here real quick. So chat amongst yourselves, and then we will go through and I will show you a couple things. Let's see. Where are my stuff that I'm forgetting? Here we go. All right, so what I've got here is some parsley, Italian flat leaf parsley. It's already nice and lovely washed. And then we've got some green onions. And so we will pull a couple of these out. Now it's a high onion dish, right? These are some fat ones, so we're just going to use 2. Let me pull some of this parsley off and we'll rip it up. You know, use what you need. That's about enough. Throw these back in. And I just wanted to show you my snapper fillet that I'm going to cook tomorrow morning. I will probably cut it into 3 pieces, and then I don't know. This stuff is always so good. That might be what I eat tomorrow, all day long. But so this is a snapper fillet. I'll bring it up. It's hard to tell in the package, but you can see the why it's called red snapper. It's got red all over the skin, and it's a white fish, so that's why it takes to the sauce so lovely. And yes, the Wellesley brand out of BJ's is wild caught, single line, all that 9 yards that you look for. And we've talked about that before. And spilling sauce everywhere. Stirring too vigorously. All right, let's just I use an improper knife, but that's all right. That's a frosting spreader. Can't find my knives, you guys. We're going to use a steak knife. I can't find my little chef's knife, and I will be right back to grab a cutting board, which is behind the counter, because they lean up against the microwave back there. Parsley we can just throw in there. We'll just tear it up. The nice thing about that is it doesn't have to be pretty. And because it's fresh, it'll add more flavor. Dried parsley, so dried thyme, yes. Fresh parsley. Dried parsley has like 0 flavor, and fresh parsley weirdly has a lot of flavor. Let's see. Jason says he's having a good. He hopes everyone's having a good weekend. Yeah, I hope so too, and I hope that you're having a nice one. I'm having an amazing weekend. It's just maybe a lot of weekends, so but I'm a bit on the crunchy side. So just give that parsley a nice stir in. And I didn't worry about the stems. You probably want to worry about the stems. I don't care if there's stems. But while it's still liquidy and you can't really tell on the camera as much, it's already starting to get a little bit thicker as it comes together. The tomatoes start breaking down to thicken. The herbs start absorbing some of the liquid. The bay leaves start disseminating in there. And it just starts coming together. And these we're going to cut up and set aside. They go in at the end, just like typical with your green onions. We give them a little peel here. This one looks lovely. One more edge. How silly of me, because I washed and put them back in the fridge like, oh good, it'll be ready. I'll just pull it out for the live stream. And then I didn't. But that's all right. Does it hurt while we chat if I cut? As long as I don't cut my fingers, right? That would be not good YouTube. That's the wrong kind of thing we would want. And you can cut these in fancy or not fancy, big or not big to your liking. They just go on at the end after we're done cooking everything down. So don't worry about it. And you could even take these, set them to the side, and use them after you reheat your sauce, and then just throw them on top. But I'm going to go ahead and mix it in because I'm tired and I don't care. So let's just be truthful here. All right, here's my tips. There we go. Now it's all ready for the end, our green onion. This is just going to simmer for another 10-15 minutes. You'll know, you'll know when it's ready. It'll just get that thick, silky look. And we have one more ingredient to add to the sauce to finish it off. Well, two really, because of the green onions. And I'll show you that in a minute. It's a surprise. What we need to do now is let this simmer, and then we're going to give it a taste for seasoning to see if you need to add any extra salt or more pepper, if you want to add more hot sauce, all of that. And remember, add less initially because you can always add more. You can't take it away. Let's see where we're at. Hungry He says he knows it's usually frowned upon, but do I ever add cheese to these fish dishes? Oh, I do not. I do not think that cheese would match well with this. I don't know. It would be a weird mixture, I think. But, you do you. I might eat cheese before having the fish dish or after, like a dessert. So let's see. Carrie's saying when he was a kid, he would go to the local beach and catch redfish and always catch a lot of crabs. Wow, that sounds nice. Hungry He says he's confused. He may be skipping dinner tonight. It's odd, but he's just not hungry. Well, didn't you guys just make didn't you guys just have like a pretty hearty snack? Did you eat maybe too much of the kefir dip that's got you filled up for the moment? Maybe you'll be hungry in a little bit. Sometimes that happens to me, that as I'm digesting, I feel full, and then later, then because I didn't have enough intake, it was just tricking me while I digested, then I want food. Or maybe your body says, hey, I just had enough today. Full transparency, I definitely had enough today because we went out. Sunday, we do family time. And originally, we were going to get just sandwiches and unwitches and just like ride bikes. But you guys, I barely climbed down the stairs. And I was like, nope. Absolutely not. I was like, there's no way I'm safe to get on a bike and ride anywhere. And so I texted my kid, and we all met up at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they were delicious. When you go right after they open and it's down there on campus, they're not busy yet, so the wings are like extra fresh and crispy, and it's the perfect time to go. So yeah, so we ate wings. And Carrie's asking if I made a coffee, and Carrie, the answer is no. The answer is I had too much weekend after doing 2 nights of showcasing at our event it's called Drama, by the way, and it's a huge party event with a huge fashion show and artists and vendors, and we do all of our performances, and it's a lot. So no, I had coffee already, and I realized I just needed a cold liquid. So I'm having peach Waterloo sparkling water. That is my drink for the evening, and we're just focusing on sauce that I'm going to use later I keep saying later in the week, and technically tomorrow's later in the week, but I mean, it's tomorrow. So the next thing, how insane is this, you guys? So I have to go to work in the morning. We also have some work to do on our cosplay. And I'm sorry if the camera's a little dark, you guys. You know, I was asked if I should bring the studio light in like I usually do to the kitchen. And I was like, there's lots of sunshine. So now it's not lots of sunshine, and instead it's kind of dark. You can't win for losing. Oh, yeah, and Carrie says, yeah, it's cool. We don't have to overdo coffee. Yep. And he says he's been doing a lot of cold water with ice. He's a pitcher of cold water. Yeah, that sounds good. It's been 80s in the house. Yeah, it's been really warm here, too. Our house gets really hot upstairs, especially. So that'll be a good time because we work upstairs. Okay, so now my sauce, if you can see from the can, I don't know if you can, but like I run it through, you see how it takes a bit. It stays empty for a minute before it fills in. It's getting there. Time to taste. So now is the time to see about how we might need to adjust the seasoning. Oh my God, no, it's perfect. Here's the problem. It's so good that I don't even want the other food. I just want to like eat that in a bowl. But so this is what makes it good. Now, here's the other thing. It's lightly spiced because of the cayenne and the black pepper and the hot sauce, but it's not knock you in the face spicy. That's another thing that a lot of people mix up. It's Creole sauce. A Cajun and spicy Cajun are different. They are from the same region, but they're not the same food. But they're not the same. Cajun is a whole different spiciness and slightly different herb and seasoning blends. So, and Creole is this basic foundational sauce. A lot of cultures have those. Like I said, we've talked about like if you think about like salsas or pico de gallo or a salzone, all of those kind of things are foundational sauces. So lots of options. But yes, and it continues to get lovely, glossy. And the last two ingredients are what are going to pull this together and just really send it over the top. Let's see. Sharon says last night she was at K-Pot. They had 3 newbies for dinner, and they loved it and plan to return. I haven't found anybody yet who didn't love going to K-Pot. It's just such a nice time. It becomes less nice in the summer heat. Like I went there last year for my birthday, which is the 4th of July. And let me just tell you, it was a little bit uncomfortably warm. The floors got slippery because of the steam, but it was still delicious. I might want to go there for my birthday again this year, or maybe for Mother's Day. I bet it's going to be slammed on Mother's Day, though. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not so much if we go right when it opens. So we'll see. But now you can see here, like where it was taking a while. Now it fully takes a very long time. It's come full circle. It's no longer a thin little liquid. It is a full-on gravy. And that's just from everything coming down and cooking together. It'll keep in your fridge for about a week. Carries 2 years and 3 months without coffee or caffeine. So what's your favorite thing at K-Pot, Sharon? I cannot wait to take Hungry Heath and the Warden there. It's going to be so exciting. And Hungry Heath says maybe it's a creamy night for later. That sounds good too. All right. So here is our next step. I'm going to take the bay leaves out. Don't leave bay leaves in. You can't eat them. They're just for flavoring. And so there's nothing that's like, I don't understand. Like sometimes you see like those weird videos where somebody's complaining about a leaf in their food. And it's like, you guys, that's a bay leaf. It was flavoring. They probably should have taken it out, but there's like nothing bad inherently about it. Like people think that it's from like the, like a tree, like an inedible thing, or it's dirty because they don't know about food. And I always feel bad. I'm like, that was totally a good thing that you found a bay leaf in your Chipotle. It means they used some seasoning. I can't remember how many bay leaves I threw in there. I think that is everything. All right. Now let's finish this sauce off. That's right. It's butter. We actually are going to turn the heat off now. I'm going to take myself 2 tablespoons of butter. Throw it in there. That's right. Don't be chintzy on the butter. That's what's going to take the sauce over the top and just bring it home. We're just going to melt that in. How about that? Let's see. Barely Begun said he had a giant Big Mac bowl for lunch, but a chocolate malt creamy tonight might be in his future. That sounds nice too. So I don't need anything. I'll just probably give the sauce one final taste. Let me scoop some into a bowl to show you guys up close and take it to the camera. Oh, it's just so delightful. And it's especially good. I think I said it's especially good on whitefish. It goes great on other fish too, but with whitefish, it's, you know what, I'm going to get a white bowl because I think that you'll be able to see it better. Sorry, it took me, I had to be quiet for a minute because I had to concentrate on scooping it out of here. All right, good enough. There you go. There's our finished Creole sauce. I know the bowl's sloppy, but I hope that you can see it well. It's hard to tell on my computer screen if it's looking good, but that is your basic sauce. So now the bowl's hot and it's burning my hand. I forgot to top it with my green onions. Told you I was tired. All right, there you go. I did a little sprinkle. Ta-da! So I hope that you guys enjoy. I'm just going to toss these in here. I thought about keeping them to the side, but let's mix it in. Be done with it. It'll still be amazing. Almost makes it more lovely looking. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm tired, but I just think it just looks good. Carrie's asking what I'm going to use the sauce with. So I already showed people a little bit earlier, the red snapper. I didn't want to cook it tonight because I'm not eating it. I'm full from the Buffalo Wild Wings. So it is what it is. So we just meal prepped my sauce. I have red snapper. Now the red snapper, what I'm going to do is take a similar base of the salt, pepper, the cayenne powder, and some lemon juice, and sprinkle that over it. And I'm just going to throw it in the air fryer at 350 for about 12 minutes. Makes the skin all nice and crispy. And then I just throw my filet right over the top of some cauli rice, and I top the whole thing with some of this Creole sauce. Fantastic. So that is our dish tonight, and we will make sure that we give it one final delicious taste, because that's what we, whenever you cook things, make sure you get a good taste. Make sure I got a green onion in there, and my parsley, a little bit of the extra juice. Oh my God, it's phenomenal. So good. And Carrie says, yeah, that the fish will be good when I cook it. Yeah, it's perfect. And Creole sauce is just delightful on top of it. Like I said, it's also good with chicken. So if you are not a seafood eater, the sauce is still a winner. And if Shauna were here, I would tell her she could actually eat this. It would be a spicy dish for her, but it would not be inedibly spicy. So there we go. That's our live stream. I know it was short tonight, but you guys, I'm a crispy critter. It was 3 o'clock this morning when I went and crawled into bed. And it was 7:30 in the morning when my eyes popped open. And despite the fact that my body wanted to sleep so bad, my brain was like, we've been in bed too long. Get up. So about now, I'm thinking really what I want to do is drink my magnesium and go and drift off to sleep. I'll put this away and clean up. There's a part of me that's like, clean up tomorrow, but future Maitreya will be very salty if I don't take 3 minutes to put everything in the dishwasher and start it. Oh, Jackie says she can't shake a headache. Oh, that's the worst. There's nothing you can do about that either. And Julie in the Pines just joined us. And yeah, I'm kind of wrapping it up, but you can watch the replay. Yeah, it's a Creole sauce, which is perfect for seafood. All of the seafood, delightful. Oh yeah, I was telling you guys. I know I said I was going, but I'm going to tell you guys too. So anyways, I work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then Wednesday after work, I'm taking my truckload of stuff and heading to Buckeye Game Fest. They're hosting a Catan Nationals tournament, just like I did at Hoosier Con. So I am taking the Catan vending machine. So well, you can't quite see it. I brought it. It's here in the living room, and you can sort of see the edge. Well, you saw it earlier when there was more light, but it's hanging out there ready to go. So we'll be taking that plus all of the bins with the popcorns that go in there. I'm going to play in a tournament for a board game called Cascadia by Alderac Entertainment. I'm excited for that because I just love the game. It's super fun. But they're hosting a Catan tournament as well. So like I basically did like a brutal weekend only to turn around, go to work for 3 days and try to pack all 5 days of my work into those 3 days and then run off to a convention where I am part of the staff and help with their registration and all of that fun stuff. What's the matter with me? Then I come home and I work for the full week. And the next thing is the Ricci Mahjong Nationals Feeder Tournament. So we're excited for that. A bunch of people are coming in from all over the place. Flights have been booked, and the Mahjong players are intense. So it's going to be very exciting. I can hardly wait for that too. So good stuff. Then we go to Marcon every weekend. And we're behind on Marcon because we've got to finish our cosplays for it, but it's almost there. We'll get there. We're those procrastinators, super gluing everything the night before. All right, everyone. You have a great evening. I hope that you enjoy learning this basic sauce. Like I said, it's a real staple, something that should go into your noodle as a foundational recipe. And hope that you enjoy it. Let's see. And Sharon's asking if I'm going to make the indie meetup on the 18th of May, and that's no, because it overlaps with Marcon, the sci-fi convention, and our guild is running the cosplay fashion show, and we're doing a cosplay workshop and a cosplay parade at the convention. So I will be conventioning. So it is what it is. May is stupid busy, crazy times. But I wish I was going to the indie meetup because honestly, a lot of my favorite people are going to be there. But I'm going to have a blast at the convention as well. So it works out. Yeah. And Jackie says we need to learn teleport. That's right. I've been wanting them to get on that. Teleportation would make my life 1,000 times easier. It would solve a lot of problems. That or cloning, whichever. Whichever they get done first. I'm all for it. So, you guys, I'm done. I'm going to go, I'm going to put everything away, take my magnesium, and then lay down in bed and not move until 3 o'clock tomorrow in the morning. You know it. I'm out of here. Have a great one. Thanks for joining me on our Creole sauce night. And we'll be back next weekend. Next weekend, we're just going to sit and have a chat and a coffee at my tea chair. So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.